Happy Sun Sales Day. It's, we got the holiday season right around the corner, so might as well sell the Phoenix Suns for a cool $4 billion. Welcome into the PHNX Bets Daily podcast presented to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook. Like, subscribe, leave us a 5-star wherever you get your podcast. I'm Johnny and Randall, joined by Shawn DePaz on this monumental day. And even if I took all of my many winnings from the DraftKings Sportsbook app, it wouldn't equal 1/10 of what the Phoenix Suns are worth today. And you absolutely love to see it. We're going to talk about the sale of the Suns here in a hot minute, but we have a Monday night football game to recap our picks. Shawn, how'd you do, my friend?
I predicted the game correctly. It was what?
That wasn't it. That's for today. That was for let me find it real quick here. All right, here we go.
Packers minus 7.5. I was a lock. The game was a lot more lopsided than even I expected. But because of that, I believe the under did not hit. Packers just kind of had their way for a lot of that game. So it was another ugly primetime game. But I'll take 1 for 2 on the picks.
There you go. Speaking of ugly, your boy, listen, Baker Mayfield was far, far worse than I could possibly imagine last night. And Aaron Rodgers wasn't great, but the run game, you can run on the Rams. We saw it last night. So Rams did not cover, nor, as Shawn said, the under did not hit. Let's talk a little bit about the props for the evening. I feel pretty good about mine. Aaron Jones, of course, got the anytime touchdown. Baker Mayfield, he did throw 1 touchdown. I felt like that would come in garbage time. It absolutely would. And then I do believe Preston Smith had a sack and they gave him plus 115. So 3 for 3 on my props. Shawn, you were not as fortunate.
I was not as fortunate. Christian Watson, I have to have a word with you. Did he ever end up in the end zone outside of the one opportunity that he had to almost end up in the end zone and didn't?
He did not, I believe.
Yeah, he did not. So I have to have a word with you, Christian Watson. On the other side of that, Aaron Rodgers threw for 229 yards. So cash that, just barely, but cash it. And then Ben Skoranek, he ended up with 1 reception. So that also did not hit. I don't know. The Rams offense was far more inept than I expected them to be. But maybe that's probably my fault. I probably should not have expected them to be any better than they were.
You and I need to check our math because, Shawn, the under did, in fact, hit. It was 24-12. Now that I'm double-checking our math, so it was 36 total points. So you went 2 for 2 on your picks. How about me? I went 4 for 5 total if you include my props. So, hey, things are looking up for us, and things are looking up for the Phoenix Suns. We're going to talk about the Suns here in a hot minute, but I want to remind everybody, you can have the success of your boy on DraftKings. Mirror Shawn and I's picks moving forward and do so using the promo code PHNX, because guess what? You can place, get this, any $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game, not the spread, the money line bet, and you get $150 in free bets if they do, but you can only do that at DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code PHNX. Over the weekend, it felt like free money putting a $5 free bet, or excuse me, a $5 bet on the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Houston Texans. And, at the end of the day, you got the Seattle Seahawks this weekend playing the Kansas City Chiefs. That feels like a game where very much you could cash in $5 free bet, $150 in free bets coming back your way using that promo code PHNX.
The Bills are playing the Bears. If you want to talk about money.
Hello. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Bills look pretty good. Bears, they're feisty for about a quarter and a half, then they tank. Monumental day. The Phoenix Suns have been sold. They've been finalized in a purchase for $4 billion by Matt, and let me make sure I'm pronouncing his last name right, Shawn, Ishbia.
I haven't actually heard it said yet because I had never heard of this guy before this morning.
It's not Jeff Bezos.
As good as mine. It is not Jeff Bezos.
Everybody says
mortgage banker.
This is a great move for the Phoenix Suns. I think he was a former Division 1 or 2 basketball player himself. Yeah. And is a winner. Ishiba. It's exciting. It's exciting for the city. It's what the city has needed, the jolt, the shot in the arm. And, somebody who covers the Arizona Cardinals, I think it puts pressure on the other ownerships in the Valley. Michael Bidwell, you're on notice. Let's up our game a little bit because this guy's going to come here by all accounts, Shawn. He's going to expect to win and win big. And he's got the infrastructure in place. He's got the right GM. And goodness, he's got the right head coach and the right superstar in Devin Booker. And now, from a gambling perspective, buy futures on the Phoenix Suns is what I tell you right now.
Yeah, I mean, we can't leave the Phoenix Mercury out of this either. I mean, they're part of the sale, and if you want to talk about a team that's set up to win, obviously we have to see what Brittany Griner is going to look like as a basketball player, but that is presumably a big return. And if you have an owner win 2 rings before any of the other ones win 1, that to your point, is definitely going to put some pressure on the other owner. So, but yeah, I think it is all you could ask for if you're a Suns fan is just you move on from everything that was before, and now you have a guy with money who seems like he's willing to spend that money and looks like he's trying to win. It honestly reminds me a lot of the Clippers situation after Donald Sterling, whatever his first name is. I don't know shit. After he left, Steve Ballmer came in and he just injected a bunch of energy back into that Clippers organization. Obviously, they didn't end up winning a ring or anything, but still, this Suns team is way better than that Clippers team was then. Common thread though, Chris Paul. But this team is way better than that Clippers team was. So if you can inject that kind of energy into that franchise, and also you still have pieces to be a championship contender, it's a good time to be a Suns fan.
It is. Matt Ishibia is the president and CEO of United Wholesale Mortgage, which is the #1 overall mortgage lender in the nation. So he's #1 in mortgages, hopefully #1 in the NBA, not too long. I mean, I think we're living in a time, not to get too off topic here, but this is bets. We do what we want. Is that the age of social media and the age of just fans and media having a greater voice than ever before? We will not accept subpar ownership on and off the court. You cannot be a closet racist or a closet, you can't be disrespectful to people off the court and expect to be able to keep all of the benefits that come with owning an NBA franchise. And we saw that with Donald Sterling, and now we're seeing it with the Phoenix Suns, where the ownership was exposed and they said, you're gone. And kudos to league commissioner Adam Silver and company for getting this done. And again, we're in a position now with our fandom in 2022 and beyond, where if you're not buttoned up off the field, off the court, you're going to be asked, hey, should you really be owning a franchise, Daniel Snyder and company? And it's a great day for Suns and Mercury fans alike. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the reality of it is we can't sit here and pretend that society is perfect, but I mean, these guys are doing like egregious things. And it says a lot about what it takes to get somebody removed from ownership. And the reality of it is this, like, sports fans are sports fans. If you are successful, they're going to give you a longer leash. But none of these owners that we're talking about were successful. And so they didn't do anything to even give the idea that they could get away with this kind of stuff. They're unsuccessful on the court, unsuccessful off the court. That's obviously a recipe for disaster. So hopefully we now have an owner in Phoenix who is good on and off the court.
Monty Williams and Devin Booker succeeding despite ownership. Now, what can they do with strong ownership that's going to be able, hopefully, to lure superstars to Arizona, to the desert with the Phoenix Suns? It's a great day. And the Suns, I don't know if you knew this or not, are playing tonight. They are hosting, who is it? The lowly Washington Wizards. I picked the pick this morning that I did before this news, and I feel like I might tease this up. But here are my picks for tonight. I like the Suns to roll the Wizards. The Suns are on a 3-game winning streak. After that kind of lull period where they weren't playing well, Chris Paul's back now. We'll see how he does tonight, but I love Devin Booker coming off that monster game. -7 against the Washington Wizards. I also like the Knicks money line tonight, -210. I'm not robust enough to take the spread outright. I think it's been on DraftKings. I think, it's been teased up a little bit too much against the old Golden State Warriors that I don't feel comfortable with that. Again, Warriors are completely decimated. But Knicks have been playing good ball, really, since the beginning or mid portion of November. They're an above 500 team. They're over 500 with 4 wins this year. And then I like the Nuggets outright to beat the Grizzlies. I think this line now is even money. So I don't know if there's been an announcement of who may or may not play. That's the TNT game of the night.
As of right now, Nuggets are -1.
Okay, so I mean, at the end of the day, you probably can get a little bit of plus money on the Grizzlies if you're trying to fade your boy. Shawnee, who do you like for your picks tonight?
I'm with you on the Suns -7. I think they're playing good basketball again, and then you add on top of the ownership thing. I think they're going to run all over a bad
It's a celebration.
Exactly. I'm interested. I don't remember how the Clippers did after the Ballmer purchase, but it'd be interesting to go look at. Heat -4. They're hosting a really bad Chicago team, especially defensively, really bad Chicago team. This is a Chicago team that gave up 150 points to the Minnesota Timberwolves the other night, which is also why I have the over in this game at 225. All of Miami's best scorers, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, they're all going to be playing. And like I said, Chicago's defense has been tragic as of late.
Real bad.
You put that together, I think there's going to be some points scored. I mean, if a team scores 150 points, it takes very little for the other team for that over to hit. So I think that one is a little lower than it should be. So I'm going to take the over.
Hopping into our props, here is what I like tonight. I like our boy Julius Randall, 35 plus. This is a DraftKings special. You can get it right now. It's plug and play plus 500. So you got RJ Bear, who's been playing great basketball this year. A lot of people thought he was a bust before the season. He has really turned it on. Of course, we love our boy Julius Randall, who's averaging just under 23 points per game, but that's points and rebounds. And I think he eclipses that easily. Mitchell Robinson tonight, 10 plus rebounds, and then the Knicks to win outright, which I think we all believe they're going to do, plus 500. The Warriors have been putrid defensively. I love this bet to hit tonight. I love when I go to DraftKings and I'm like, I don't really know what I want to do, and DraftKings just steers me what I believe is the right. That's right, the right direction. A game where most of us feel like should be a pretty comfortable victory for the Knicks at home.
Yeah.
Young talent on display. I mean, Julius Randall, I know he's once upon a time a first-round pick for the Lakers, but man, he has been impressive this year. They would love to have a player of his caliber back in LA, but I love what he's doing the league's better when the Knicks are good. So these are my picks tonight from a parlay standpoint. Again, you can get this right now on DraftKings. Sean, your props for the evening.
Yeah, Jordan Poole. I mean, like you mentioned, the Warriors are decimated. The other night he had, I think, 43 points. There are no Steph Curry, no Andre Iguodala. Yeah. I believe Clay is playing, and Clay and Kuminga are probable last time I saw.
Yeah.
So it's a very decimated team that has struggled to play on the road. But if they're going to have any chance, it's going to be Jordan Poole putting up points. So at 35.5 PRA, when he had 43 points the other night in a very similar situation, I really, really like that. Kyle Kuzma over 22.5 points. The Wizards have been in Phoenix for a couple of days. They were Kyle Kuzma was actually in attendance for the last Suns game over the Lakers. And there's been, a little rumblings about Kuzma potentially being a trade target for the Phoenix Suns.
I've heard that.
I think that's something he's probably heard, and regardless, I think it's a situation where he's going to want to ball out. So I like him at 22.5 points over there. And then Isaiah Stewart. Sometimes I just look for players that I have been a fan of for a long time and see if anything interests me. Isaiah Stewart he's big, but he's hit more than 2+ threes in 5 of his last 6 games. It's a team that runs 2 bigs and forces one of them to spread the floor, and that one is oftentimes Isaiah Stewart. And so you're going to give me numbers like that where he's hit it 5 of the last 6 times. I'm going to, at plus money, I'm going to take a flyer on 1.5, over 1.5 threes from a big. So I feel pretty good about a lot of my props today.
I feel pretty good about PHNX programming today. Live at 1 o'clock, catch the PHNX Suns team breaking down this monumental news. Again, 1 o'clock. I saw there's already people waiting for that YouTube stream to begin. So be sure to hit your notifications if you're not subscribed to PHNX Sports. Sun Devils, you guys, pretty big day yesterday. I got people texting me, you don't even live in Arizona, saying, what? They got this kid from Notre Dame? Sun Devils got any content going today, Sean?
Nothing today. Totri is going to be putting out a little content, a little Sparky Notes, just give you an update on Arizona State sports. But yesterday we had a live show where we interviewed transfer Cameron Scadaboo, excuse me. Talked a little basketball as well. They're finally ranked. And then as soon as the show ended, naturally, we learned that Notre Dame quarterback Drew Pine was transferring to Arizona State. So we put out a little something about that. So head over to our YouTube page and you can find that content today.
Love that. PHNX Cardinals live audio only podcast dropping later tonight. Justin Pugh going at people about salary caps and Kyler Murray's cap hit on Twitter. I mean, are we in the final days of Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury? A lot going on in the Valley.
Patrick Peterson still can't keep his mouth shut about Kyler Murray either.
Yeah, like stop giving Patrick Peterson a platform, Pat McAfee. We don't care what he has to say. Let Kyler Murray heal up from his ACL. I hope your bank accounts are healing up and ready for a big boost from the Phoenix Suns tonight. For Shawn DePaz, I'm Johnny Venerable. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your podcasts. We're back tomorrow. Peace.